Welcome to the Health Show. Today we're exploring how technology is transforming healthcare all around the world. Coming up, we test the latest machine used in Cambodia in the battle against counterfeit drugs. How doctors in Bangladesh are keeping newborn babies alive with an ingenious type of incubator. Monitoring diabetes, a device that allows people to regulate their blood sugar levels using a smartphone. And Sky High, how young women pilots are bringing healthcare to some of the most isolated parts of Africa. According to the World Health Organization, up to 1 in 3 prescription drugs currently on sale are fake. Counterfeiters are getting smarter every day, producing pills and packaging that are almost impossible to distinguish from the real thing. In Cambodia, the police and pharmaceutical companies are now working together to develop new ways to detect and seize dangerous fake drugs.
Now we're checking through the boxes. One by one, we found many different types of things, including medicines, cosmetics and other things.
This is a recording of a recent raid carried out in the Cambodian capital, Phnom Penh. The authorities say 41 boxes of counterfeit medicines were seized.
This was a large-scale raid which the police had been chasing for a long time. After receiving permission from the judge, we began a multi-force operation with the Anti-Economic Crime Police, the Military Police, the Ministry of Health and Customs, all raiding the place together.
The World Health Organization describes counterfeit drugs as a global problem that puts human lives at risk. In 2010, an Interpol operation carried out in 8 Southeast Asian countries, including Cambodia, seized 12 million fake medicines, including painkillers, antimalarials and antibiotics. We've asked the General to show us how available counterfeit drugs are in Phnom Penh. The rest of the team are police officer Heng Sockley and Scott Davis from the drug company Pfizer. Scott is keen to prevent the trade in fake Pfizer products, so he's shared intelligence with the Cambodians about local pharmacies which may be selling counterfeit drugs. The team send an undercover agent into a number of pharmacies. In one, he bought statins for lowering cholesterol, which they suspect are fake. They want to check if they are counterfeit as quickly as possible. So they try out a machine belonging to Pfizer, which can detect fake drugs in seconds.
We've gotten the samples of the medicines that we've just bought from the pharmacies that we are suspect to be counterfeit. Okay, now it's running.
Nobody knows how many fake drugs are on sale here. But the World Health Organization estimates that in certain parts of Latin America, Africa and Asia, counterfeit drugs make up more than 30% of the market.
Fail. It's counterfeit. It's counterfeit.
Now we know it's fake, we can confiscate the product and test it again at the national laboratory in order to analyze it officially. So although this is the first step for us, it is a really important one.
A speedy response to a global problem.
Dramatic stuff. And in our next programme, we'll see how technology is also helping patients to determine the authenticity of the drugs they're buying before they take them. Now, we're going back to Bangladesh for our continuing series about the miraculous work of the Matlab Maternity Hospital. Last time we saw obstetrician Dr. Rafia Akhtar deliver a healthy baby boy, which was certainly a challenge not uncommon for Dr. Akhtar on an average working day.
It's a typical day in the busy Matlab hospital. Dr. Rafia is just starting work. This hospital in Bangladesh provides free healthcare and medicine for pregnant women and children.
I have decided to become a doctor. I like to serve the community, and we have very little doctors in our country. And as a female physician, I can serve my community, especially the women.
Every week, Dr. Rafia leaves her husband and young son at home in the capital Dhaka, while she comes to Matlab for her 5-day shift.
Because I have a son, I have some motherly feeling inside me, and it helps a lot in treating the patient. He's presented with respiratory distress, cough, and chest injury, and we give injectable antibiotics. He's much more better than the before.
But not all of Dr. Rafia's patients are so easy to help. Often, she has to confront her patients' social problems, as well as their medical ones.
The baby comes with multiple congenital anomalies, but there are some problems, mainly social expectancy of the baby. Most of the time, the babies are not survive that long.
After a quick lunch, she heads to a specialist ward. Here, premature babies are kept alive by being held close to the warmth of their mother's chest, just like baby kangaroos in their mother's pouch.
Now I'm in kangaroo mother ward. Here we usually admitted the babies who are below 37 weeks, gestational weeks, or below 2 kg weight. The main problem of low birth weight babies are hypothermia. They cannot maintain their temperature by their own.
Bangladesh is a poor country, and in rural areas like this, electricity is often unreliable. Even if she did have modern equipment, she couldn't rely on it.
Kangaroo mother care is better than incubator, because in incubator the monitor is showing me the temperature, saturation, everything, but there may be some fault, there may be some error. I think our natural incubator is much more better than artificial incubator. I am looking for the level of jaundice, so I will expose the baby in natural light where I can assess the jaundice properly.
Dr. Rafia has to keep the babies warm, but it's 45 degrees Celsius outside, so keeping herself and her team cool is a real challenge.
This is a special accommodation arrangement for us because we are not low birth and we don't have to maintain temperature. So we are feeling very hot in KFC.
Premature birth is the main cause of infant death worldwide. Nearly 400,000 babies are born too early every year in Bangladesh. But units like this are the best way to help make sure these tiny babies have a fighting chance.
Actually, I have came here in Matlab because this is a clinical hospital. I had big opportunity to work with children. I like children and I like to treat the children, and I feel comfortable to work with them. It's a good thing to serve the community. I think I'm lucky to be a part of this job.
Heartwarming. And next time we'll be following the work of the midwives. Their challenge to persuade women to accept their help and overcome the deep-seated fear of hospitals, a more common trait in the more rural parts of Bangladesh. Now, diabetes is a growing problem. According to the World Health Organization, there are nearly 350 million people with diabetes worldwide. And they estimate that the number of people who will die as a consequence of diabetes will double by 2030. So controlling blood sugar levels is vitally important. Milena Saleh from the pharmaceutical company Sanofi is with me. You've come up with a new way of doing this, haven't you?
Hi, Shini. We do have a new device that measures blood sugar, and blood sugar is really, really important for people with diabetes because this is basically the speed at which their diabetes is running. So this is, in fact, this is the meter itself.
And it's tiny, isn't it? It's so portable.
It's very small. It attaches to an iPhone or an iPod Touch.
So for a measuring device like this, the stereotypical characteristic is usually a pinprick. Where's the device for pinpricking here?
We still pinprick here as well. Here is the slot where we insert the test strip.
Okay.
And you still need to prick yourself, so it's not bloodless. So when you attach it, you really physically can attach it to your phone, so you will not forget it. And I can show you, for example, this was a reading that we did this morning. It's 101. That's a reading indicated in blue, so it's within the good range that my physician set. So it's not too low, it's not too high. And for example, here we have a hypoglycemia reading in pink. The person with diabetes can see that this was below the limit, so action has to be taken. So you not only see the blood sugar values, but you can also display them on trend charts. So blood sugar, carbohydrates, this is the amount of sugars I had, or the dose of insulin that I took. Because all of these informations are vital for a person with diabetes. You can track it over time. For example, here we have the data over 3 days, and most of the readings I had were pretty much where they had to be. This is pretty tight in the normal glycemia range.
And what are the other advantages of using this combination of device and app?
But you can also email your data to your physician, or a child can email their data to their mother. So you can get immediate advice from your physician if something is going wrong. So that's also a clear advantage.
Very useful. Thank you very much, Milena. Now, I love to travel, but as an engineer, I also have a little too much of an understanding of aerodynamics, which sometimes makes me slightly paranoid about how complex flight can be. That's why I have a huge admiration for the young women in Ghana who aren't just learning how to fly, but also how to maintain and even build their planes.
Patricia Nkodze is unique. She's the only woman in the world who's qualified to work on airplane engines like this. She's also Ghana's only civilian female pilot. And most importantly, she's a trained health educator.
I saw the planes in the bush flying overhead whilst I was cutting my trees. And I was scared to start with, but at the same time I wanted to see what was going on. I just wanted to be around the planes and look at them. And then suddenly I fell into love with the whole idea of becoming a pilot.
Patricia was trained at an airfield on the shores of Lake Volta in Ghana. Medicine on the Move is a unique project which aims to use small planes to deliver health education to remote communities.
Medicine on the Move was set so they can take health education into the villages, because we have so many villages, their roads are really bad and you can't get to them. So we want to take these planes and access these communities that otherwise couldn't be reached by road.
The pilots are trained in the fundamentals of healthcare. Then they can visit outlying villages to pass on their knowledge.
So you see that first aid is very, very important. So it's not just
But that's just the beginning.
The traditional approach to humanitarian aviation has been to bring in a group of foreigners with foreign equipment, with foreign skills. And that's really easy to do, relatively speaking, but it's not sustainable.
So local people are now being trained to maintain and fly the planes themselves, and they're even learning how to build them. Then, like Patricia, they'll go on to train others. But not just any local people.
If a man here has got a training as a pilot engineer, the pressure's on him to go to the city or to travel outside to earn a better wage. All of the women we work with, they understand and they support fully the idea that they want to stay to support their communities.
Previously, young women in West Africa had few prospects. But here at the airfield, there's nothing they don't do.
Alpha Alpha, copy your information, wind is calm, runway is 19.
Medicine on the Move is just getting off the ground, but its aims are ambitious.
I hope that it will spread not only throughout Ghana, but I would love to see this emulated and grown out throughout the sub-region and possibly into other parts of Africa.
I'm very happy. You are very happy.
Their aim is to spread health messages like the importance of hygiene to more and more people.
People think this is a very high-risk job. So I told them, you know what, guys? I want to make a difference. I want to do something exceptional, something much more fun, something that makes me happy, something that satisfies me. She's too excited.
What an inspiring group of women. That's all for this week. Next time, Ayan will be here, continuing our focus on counterfeit drugs. In Nigeria, local pharmaceutical companies are developing a system which allows their customers to check whether the drugs they're buying are genuine or not, using a unique code system and text messages. Goodbye.